Right. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Welcome back to Strong Arm Flix. I'm your boy Tflame, and this is my boy Jeffrey, aka Watchtower. And we're back at you with another live stream. And this will probably be the last live stream on Strong Arm Flix until Crisis on Infinite streams, leading up to the event of DC Fandome. So, and I just, sorry it took so long. I had a long morning trying to do a lot of things and juggle a lot of things at one time. I had this thing set for like 1 o'clock, then 1:30, then 2, then 3. I just kept pushing it back. And yeah, so that's what the deal is with that. Now, on our, let's see if we still got this. Boom, there we go. Yeah, so DC Fandome's secret movie, man. That's what I wanted to start out talking about. And but let's give it a few minutes. I want to wait for a couple of people to join in on the stream. And in the meantime, let's do a few comments, say hi to a few friends. Let's see what we got. We got the movie radar or the movie raider. What's up, brother? Movie raider. And then let's see. Can't wait to get this show on the road. Yup. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here, too. That one, Carlos. Secret movies. One has to be the Ayer Cut. Whoa, slow your horses now. Slow your horses now. Save something for the stream. You can't blow a whole wad, as soon as the stream starts. The next, I hope, is Man of Steel 2 sequel or Batfleck movie. We're going to come back to that comment later.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Carlos, yo. He said, Jeffrey in the bathroom, keeping it clean, chilling like a villain. Good to hear. Good to hear you. You all are good. Jeffrey's in the bathroom like Lex Luthor, sanitizing the blood off his hands right now. It's like this, straightening his glasses up. No. All right, and let's see. Jeffrey is like the perfect uncle for Tflame's son. Yep, he would make a very good uncle. Okay, if there's some movies already reportedly happening, like the ones he's mentioned, then they ain't no secret. Now, this could be true. Oh, Jeffrey, I hear it, man. His brain's ticking. Yeah. But this could be true. It could turn out to be, something that's not as mind blowing as we think. Something that we just all want. That we kind of maybe have heard a little bit of news about here or there, or it could be something completely mind blowing. It could be something. It could be a numerous amount of things, and that's what makes it exciting. I myself and like many others, we like to overanalyze and things to death. Sometimes that we can be our own worst enemy in the sense. And what I mean is, sometimes when you get too excited and try to overanalyze something too much, you know what I mean? It takes the fun out of the surprise when it eventually does come. Yeah. But we just like talking about it and getting everybody geeked and excited, man, because we've been waiting a long time DC fans have been waiting a long time for an event that they can look up to, where everybody can come together, unite. And I think that AT&T and HBO Max are going to give us something spectacular at this event. And it's definitely very exciting. And I know a lot of people are talking about it, as they should be. And, I just really I want to dive into some of these things. So with that ado, so Jeffrey, there's a lot of things going on with DC fandom. Have you seen the schedule? That's or not the schedule so much, but what's going on with these events? Do you know how they're going to take place? Like what time does it actually kick off? DC fandom.
For me, it kicks off at 12.
At 12.
Yeah.
I think for me it kicks off at 1. Over here. So I'm not sure. I might have to double check on that. But okay. And they said that this is a 24-hour event, right?
Yep.
And they're not going to be re-airing it, correct?
They're going to be doing some encores for tomorrow, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah. And that to me made me think like, okay, so they must got something, special planned or something to some extent, right? Because I mean, I don't understand why they would not be re-airing this. Why this would be like, I just feel like something big is going to come, because you don't tell people, hey, be there, don't miss it. It's 24 hours only, but it will be free. But if you don't have your ass there, you're going to miss it, man. I feel like that's how they're how they're marketing this.
Yeah.
which is kind of cool, because it raises people's expectations. It gives everybody hope, and it gives us something to be excited for, besides the fact of the information that's came out about it and the lineup so far. And that's another thing too, is what do you know so far about the lineup of DC fandom? Roughly, what can we expect, do you think?
A lot of movie news, a lot of game news, and some world premieres, like the Deathstroke movie that they're going to be showing at one point, and also the Superman Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen that new Deathstroke movie, I really would recommend you watching it, because it's actually very good.
Okay. Right on. And director-wise, actor-wise, who do you know for sure is going to be there, Jeffrey? Right off the top of your head. You don't got to remember everything, because I know it's a very huge event. I just want, our viewers to hear and see a little bit of what's going on.
Well, we're going to start off with of course, Wonder Woman 1984, with their final trailer, or should I say sneak peek, that they put out there coming out. That's going to be interesting. And of course, other than the Zack Snyder, and I'm not going to say that Zack Snyder's Justice League panel isn't on there, because that one's pretty obvious. But I'm also looking very forward to the Black Adam panel, and the Black Adam panel, the Flash panel, and the Matt Reeves Batman panel, because of what they said. And I really find it interesting how they're the last panel on there, and not exactly Justice League or the to be announced panel. So that's really interesting.
Yes.
But then again, they might change the schedule, because they said it's times are due to change. So yeah.
Yeah, and it really just makes you think, like, besides we obviously know that we're going to get something in regards to Zack Snyder's Justice League during DC Fandom. You know, I believe that everybody knows that. It's a well-known fact. I don't think that's spoiling anything by stating the obvious. So that's, you know, all great and dandy, and I can't wait for that. But also, you know, it really just makes me think, you know, when it comes into regards to this secret panel and this DC
panels.
the secret movie. You know what I mean? This, which it could be. I'm thinking that it's a movie. I'm not quite sure, but there's also an area on there where right after what is it? The Birds of Prey panel, or is it right around the Birds of Prey panel? There's
that's canceled. The Birds of Prey panel is canceled.
Yeah, but what is it called? Ask Harley Quinn or something like that. Underneath that, yeah, that's still on there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what do you remember? What was on there? Right, but prior to that,
the to be announced panel.
Yeah, the to be announced. What is actually airing, or what's actually going on right before that panel as of right now? Because I know some of the stuff has changed on there, and been updated since they first put it out. I don't remember exactly what was on there. I'm trying to remember, but when I looked at it last, it had like some stuff to do with Harley Quinn. Then there was an Ask Harley Quinn, and I believe the Ask Harley Quinn is right around the secret panel area.
Yeah, that's right after.
Yeah, right after. And a lot of people were speculating, myself included, and I don't know if it will be that necessarily, but I'm thinking that this could either be something in regards to a Ben Affleck Batman project in the future being announced possibly, or the Ayer Cut.
I think the to be announced panel is not just one movie. I think it's actually going to be multiple.
Yes.
And with one of them, of course, being the Ayer Cut, and apparently someone on Twitter said that the to be announced panel will quote blow our minds, and this came from like some kind of fan or not really a verified account, but he said that it's gonna blow our minds, and someone replied, can you tell us? And he said, no, not yet, I can't. So don't sleep on the to be announced panel.
Yeah, and I believe, and that's what I wanted to get to as well. I believe this panel isn't going to just be one or two, one or two things. I believe that it's going to be a surprise in general. I think that there's going to be a couple of announcements, hopefully in regards to the DCEU, in general, the future of the OG DCEU, and how they're going to handle Zack Snyder's, not just the Snyder Cut, but Zack Snyder's universe and the DCEU moving forward with and on HBO Max. And I believe that that we're going to get some kind of hopefully some kind of information in that panel somewhere about that. Hopefully, maybe even an announcement for like I said. I know that it's not likely, because I can't remember if they said that Ben Affleck dropped out from attending or not. But I'm hoping that some kind of future project with Ben Affleck within the DCEU moving forward, hopefully something is announced. I'm definitely geeked and waiting and going to be watching like a mofo, not just for the trailer for the Snyder Cut, but also for something in regards to the Ayer Cut.
Yep.
Of Suicide Squad.
And this is actually something very interesting. August 22nd is the same day that it was announced Ben Affleck was announced as Batman. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
Oh wow!
yeah, so coincidence? I
Right.
think not.
Oh, see, there we go. There's the juicy stuff. See, I told you that one, Carlos. I told you. I told you we'll get to the juicy stuff, man. And okay, so I see that we've got a couple more comments over here in the comment section. So we're gonna go through some of these and let's see. Here we go. Okay, the movie's radar. Is that radar or is that Raider? I feel like I always say it wrong.
Mm,
I believe it's the movie Raider. But anyway,
okay.
imagine at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer at Fandome, it says Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 1, bitch. I doubt they would do that, and if they do,
Yeah.
I don't think they'll say that. But yeah, that would be crazy, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it does get you stoked, and that is to what I was talking about. I'm curious to see during this secret panel if they were going to discuss what they're going to do with the OG DCEU in general. Zach's DCEU, and David's also a part of that. Zach and David, working underneath Zach, of course. Moving forward, I'm just curious to see after the Snyder Cut, what plans do they have moving forward, working with HBO Max. I know that they said that the DC EU that they've created thus far is still going to keep going on its own in a different trajectory than the OG DCEU. Films like Shazam, films like Aquaman's on its own journey going into Aquaman 2 now. You know what I'm saying? Which there's nothing wrong with that. Aquaman I quite enjoyed. But Wonder Woman 84, them movies, but everything else is going to be like I can't remember how they said it, but it's like going to be like Elseworld in a sense. I'm not sure. I don't really want to no one to quote me on that because, like I said, we have to see and find out. But I was hearing that they were saying that Zack might have to change the name from Zack Snyder's Justice League. That might not end up being the final name of the movie when it actually drops on HBO Max. And they were also talking about that they wanted Zack to finish the OG, to do the OGD, to continue the OG DCEU that he started, but on HBO Max, and let the other stuff, as in like Aquaman 2, Wonder Woman 84, Shazam, and whatnot, continue in the theaters and whatever on the trajectory that they're already going without interfering with them. Let them still do that. And Birds of Prey, movies like Birds of Prey, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which is like a spin-off or an Elseworld to David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
James Gunn actually said a few years back that his Suicide Squad is actually going to be an Elseworld story. It's not a sequel; it's a Elseworld story. But it is. But he said that it is in the same continuity as Birds of Prey, but not in the same continuity as David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
Right. So So I guess the bottom line is I'm interested in seeing how they specify what they consider the current continuity. And obviously, I believe that they're going to let Zack not only finish the Snyder Cut, but I also believe that in some regard, they're going to let him finish his actual vision. Because as we all know, the Snyder Cut's going to be badass. But at the same time, eventually, once we get it and we're just blown away by it, it's going to end for more. The story's not over there. You know what I mean? It was a 5-film arc, and that will be the third film within a 5-film original arc that was planned out. And they said that they are letting Zack now do his true vision, film his true vision that him and Chris Terrio had with the original scripts and everything that was too dark, that the studio ran away from back when the old regime at Warner Brothers was running the show.
Yep.
Interested
And
in how they're going to handle all this moving forward, and if they're going to announce any projects that maybe they've already decided or have been working on secretly for HBO Max, so that once the Snyder Cut hits, they can keep the ball moving or rolling, so to speak, with this vision and with this overarching story, so to speak, within the DCEU, the OG DCEU.
yeah, and one more thing about the DC, the secret movie panel that's going on. I think that I think there's a reason as to why Zach said that his Justice League is going to be an Elseworld story. And I think the reason why that is because it's going to be, is that one of those secret movies is going to be about the Final Crisis arc, which does involve the multiverse. And back in 2016, when for the press tour of BBS, Zach said that he wanted to explore the multiverse in the DCEU. And we do know that Darkseid is able to travel to multiple universes.
Yes.
So maybe for Zack Snyder's Justice League 3, it'll be even bigger than Endgame.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping for. It certainly has the potential to, and man, it's just exciting thinking about what we're going to see, what we might get. And Chubby Teddy Monster Productions, what's up, my dog? And Chubby's been holding it down for this channel and many others that I mess with for a long time, and I just wanted to give Chubby Teddy Monster Productions a shout out. And Chubby says, "Oh yeah, I haven't seen you gangsters in a while. It's been a minute."
Yeah.
And let's see. And that's what we just talked about. I'm a little late on this comment. The movie Raider. We're also forgetting the Zack Snyder Justice League sequels have got to get announced also. And that's basically what we were talking about as to what they're going to do regarding that. And that one, Carlos, I know Jeffrey comes with the heat. Flame on, boy. All right. And that one, Carlos. He said Raider, like a pirate raider. Or
okay.
the football team, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering too.
Yeah.
That one, Carlos. I heard little hints from SYL on the Nerdies panel yesterday that Henry Cavill can possibly invade the Shazam 2 stream. Who knows? Just a theory. That would be pretty cool.
Yep.
That would be pretty cool. I do suspect that we are. I don't know if it'll be that panel. But what I do suspect is that we're going to get some sort of an update, either an announcement or an update from Henry Cavill himself on there about Man of Steel 2 or about Superman future projects, as such as Black Adam, his role that he will have in Black Adam, if he's still going to be in it, and what they're going to be doing with Superman moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's going to be crashing anyone's panel, but that's kind of Henry's style. It wouldn't surprise me. That'd be pretty cool too. But I do suspect that he will be on there in some manner, in some way, discussing these things one way or the other. And the movie Raider, he said, well, Aquaman and Wonder Woman 1 still played in line with the Snyderverse. And also, yes, that is true. Now, with Aquaman is kind of a little strange in the manner that it was the final movie that was canon to the Snyderverse. And at the same time, the studio was already, trying to step away from so hard at that point, the Snyderverse, that Aquaman 1, the beginning of it, continues right from wherever Aquaman's arc ends in the Snyder Cut. So it leads up to it perfectly when we finally get the Snyder Cut. But the thing is, though, is that after it continues it, it's almost an Elseworld Aquaman, because of the fact that the way that the characters dress, the way that the characters act are totally different in the Aquaman movie. The way that the water effects were handled underwater, the way that they spoke underwater, certain things, like that, were totally different. Volko, of all, is probably the most different, and we're going to see that when we get the Snyder Cut, just how different Atlantis and everything regarding Aquaman, how different his version was compared to James Wan. So I mean, but James Wan was also in a tight situation because of the fact that at the time that Justice League was released, we got Justice League. We didn't get the Snyder Cut, and Justice League completely eradicated so much of Aquaman that it left it wide open for someone else to do any interpretation of him that they wanted to. See, and at that point, everybody's like, it's not real. The Snyder Cut's never coming out. It don't exist. So when James Wan filmed all this, it gave him a lot of wiggle room to, honor Jason Momoa and Zack Snyder, but also let him, basically do whatever he wanted with the project, which is what Zack Snyder wanted anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So yes, Aquaman 1 is canon to the Snyder Cut, but it also, if you think about it like in that aspect, it could also be its own Elseworld story of Aquaman at the same time, or you know what I mean, multiverse level stuff. So it's interesting with the first Aquaman, but yeah, to break it down short and fast, yes, Wonder Woman 1, Aquaman 1 are canon to the Snyderverse. So yes. And Carlos said, I hate that Elseworld name. Call it whatever you want. I just want the movies we know and love, like Man of Steel, BVS. What's that say? Das?
None of it. Oh, David Ayer, Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay. He put a lot of abbreviations there. Just put Ayer Cut, damn it. David Ayer, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Aquaman, and Shazam to be connected. So we see how the characters grow and evolve. And yes, that is a perfect, precise point right there that you made. And that is my point as well. About these, I just want that connectivity. Even if they've got to handle all this over on HBO Max, I don't care. I want these directors that they promised the world to, and these actors. I mean, not only do the directors, David Ayer and Zack Snyder, both want to come back, both want to continue and finish what they started, but they also want what they actually filmed to be seen. What they actually filmed to be seen. And what I'm saying is that I want to see what kind of announcement we're going to get as regards to, yes, obviously we're getting the Snyder Cut. That's getting amazing. That's great. It's going to be exciting. I can't freaking wait. I know we're going to get some sort of a teaser trailer or a trailer in regards to this.
Grace said that it's going to be a full-on trailer.
Oh, man, that even better. See, that's got me even more stoked, bro. And I know we're going to get that, and that's great. And that's freaking awesome. But there's so many things coming that's going to be coming at us, man. And that one of the other things that I'm interested in is beyond just that, okay? Once we get that, what are we doing, HBO Max, after this point? Once Zack Snyder's Justice League hits us and you slap the public with it, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing in regards to the OG DCEU / continuity moving forward? What are we doing with people like Leto, who's still on a contract that they just let, run out. And I think he's damn near off of his contract now. I'm not sure if he's still on it or not. It's been, I don't know how many, 4 years, but I mean, They had him on a contract signed up to do multiple deals before they chopped the movie in half, before they decided to run in a different direction. And he's just been, on the back burner sitting there. He could come back or he could not. And they just haven't had any projects that they've greenlit that involve him. So it's just like, are they listening to the fans? The fans want Leto to come back. They want, we need a Joker inside the DCEU. We need our Joker's original story to be told right. That's why the Ayer Cut is so important. And then moving forward, where is our movie that tells us why Ben Affleck's Batman is the way he is, which that all has to do with the Joker and years of fighting crime in Gotham and Robin dying. All this ties together and could be told in one badass movie, maybe two. Okay?
Yeah.
Under the Red Hood movie, a Joker versus Batman standalone movie. Then on the side, they want to make some extra cake, hit us with a Mad Love movie, Harley Quinn and Joker origin story, which we got a glimpse of in the theatrical cut of Suicide Squad. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All of these projects, they're crucial to the timeline and continuity of the DCU. And on top of that, the people have been asking for this kind of stuff since 2016.
Yeah.
Just, back to back to back. And and it's great. It's great. I'm so happy we're finally getting the Snyder Cut. But what are we doing moving forward? And that is what I'm, at this point, the most interested in any regard to see how they handle it, how they're going to do it, how they're going to say or not say whatever's going to or not going to happen. And real quick, Fatal J, my brother Tflame, what up, Fatal? In the comment section. A little late on your comment. I seen you down there. Thanks for joining in like you said you was going to, brother. And just like Fatal J said, smash that like button, everybody who's watching right now, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. But if you're digging this stream, please give it a big thumbs up. And Carlos said throughout the movies, yep. Continuing earlier. That one, Carlos, yo. And the Movie Raider, 2022, Batfleck movie. 2023, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. 2024, Zack Snyder's Justice League 3. Yeah, that would be, man, every DC fan's wet dream right there. But I don't know if they're going to go that far with it. I think they might want to test the waters with the Snyder Cut first. But who knows? Who knows? And yeah, clearly that 5-film arc, that still leaves room for 2 and 3. And if they're going to give us 2 or 3 more movies, then you know what? Might as well make it a Justice League. Give us that high-budget badassery with all these characters just going to war. Okay? Superman solo film. Yep, we were talking slightly about that earlier. How's that sound? That sounds amazing. Yep. That's how that sounds right there. And Fatal J said, "Sup, Carlos?" And so here we go. Is it so hard to have a director/writer freedom to give them freedom with interconnectivity/canon between movies? And that is the biggest question of all with AT&T and HBO Max. Apparently, it's not a problem, nor should it have ever been. These assholes at Warner Brothers that were in there, they didn't know what they were doing flat out. That's why they all stepped down or got laid off or fired one after another soon as Justice League hit theaters. From then till now. And now I think there's literally one person, if that, maybe not even one. I don't think there's a single person left there that was there before. And in that 3-year time window, all that happening and like, oh, this person, well, he was, having an affair with a secretary, and we just think that it's best that he stepped down. Bullshit. No. Okay, you knew he was doing all this dirty ass shit. You guys needed a story for the public to slowly force these guys out of here because you did not want the heat that you were getting from the fans, and you guys weren't Warner Brothers. You were not man enough to stand up and say, we're going to take control of the situation. This is our company. This is our fans. We did them wrong. You wanted to keep sweeping under the rug till it damn near destroyed you from the inside out because there was no leadership there at the time. And I am not putting that on anybody who's there now. And it damn sure didn't have nothing to do with AT&T, who owns your ass, or HBO Max, that's fixing your problem for you. All right. And word up, Fatal. Good to hear from you. That one, Carlos. And let's see. The Movie Raider. It's possible to complete the arc, considering AT&T is investing $4 billion into HBO Max yearly, and Warner Media is probably investing even more.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, that's very true. There's no way that they would not be able to do that. They've definitely certainly got the money. They've certainly got the platform. They've got the pull. They've got all them things. They've got every tool they need in their arsenal to make this happen. And they are actually listening to the fans. And as DC Fandom is proof of that. And the Snyder Cut being released on HBO Max is proof of that. So you guys just keep making your voices be heard. Keep standing up for what you believe in and what you love. And that is what has gotten us this far. And that is what is going to continue to take us and this company and this vision and see it through to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And real quick, I've got to go check on something, Jeffrey. I'll be right back. You want to continue the show for about 2 minutes for me?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right back, guys.
So, okay. The Movie Raider says Tony Emmerich is still there playing with himself while watching Justice League, but we still ain't worried about him. Yep. And but don't worry, like really times are changing, and we'll get into that one. Carlos, anyone still riding on the hinges of Justice League as a fool? Justice League is dead. There he is. Yep. Absolutely agree with that. At this point, everyone is now focusing on the true Justice League. Yarvage, Delaware. Are there any choices if JL sequels get made? They would be in theaters. Such grand movies deserve to be in theaters. Now, for that one, I would actually say yes. For Zack Snyder's Justice League, Zack actually made the Snyder Cut supposed to be for the IMAX movie theaters, and really, I really do see the Zack Snyder's Justice League movies being in theaters, and when all is said and done, in this whole pandemic. That one, Carlos, I think the future movies should be theatrical. They just they 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 just can't be greedy and mandate for 2 to 2.5 hours. Let's get to let two movie be full and flowing naturally, and people will come back. Absolutely. Geoff, do you think in the next Superman film we will see a fully evolved Cavill and the Cavill Superman and a fully evolved Eisenberg Lex Luthor and go head to head? Yes, absolutely. That one, Carlos. We deserve the definitive Justice League to be in theaters. and to knock the socks off of any Avengers movie. It will.
Yeah,
It will. It
yeah.
will, dude.
We definitely deserve Justice League to not only air on HBO Max, but also to eventually get a theatrical release. It does deserve the chance to at least compete with Avengers, because it's the fucking Justice League in general. Okay, there's nothing more top tier in the comics than the Justice League. You know what I mean? There's just not. And
Yep.
Avengers, if you would have asked me on Avengers, the concept of the Avengers 1 movie before that movie came out, year or two before it came out, you would have told me that movie was going to come out and make the amount of money that it did. The Avengers, and the cockamamie way that they handled getting them together in the first Avengers movie was such little it's going on to get these people to work together. They killed, like, Coulson was the reason that, and Samuel L. Jackson, they wrote like a story where he was like, he looked up to you and you let him down and then he died. And he like got in Tony Stark's head and he got in Captain America's head and in the a couple of the other, I don't know, it was just weird to me. It was just weird. I'm not knocking the movie. I'm just saying that on paper, Justice League, there is no way that Justice League should not be able to top, if not at least compete with the Avengers on film. I mean, there's just not no way that and they need to be given the chance to be able to properly do this in the manner that it needs to be done, with the funding that it needs to be done, without people getting cold feet a quarter of the way through the Vision or the second that the Vision starts, while they're making fuck tons of money. Just run away, like, scared, crying to their mom. It's dark. It's scary. Oh my, what are they going to do?
Yeah, and speaking of that criticism, this is just something to think about. Stan Lee actually made Marvel dark until the studio told him, hey, you need to stop making it dark and make it more lighthearted. So for those who are saying that Marvel has always been light on their stuff, no, in the original comics, it was actually very dark until the studio told him to basically turn everything light. So yeah, even Marvel was started off as dark.
Right. And we have 8 people in the chat, and 8 people watching, and right now, so smash that like button for me. Right here, the Movie Raider, he says there'll have to be intermissions at the 2-hour mark, because it'll probably be about 4 hours.
Yeah.
I agree. There's no telling what it's going to be now. I know initially what we were going to get was 214. That's what we were going to get prior to Joss Whedon's involvement. And according to Zach now, what we're going to get is going to be even more spectacular, even more dark, more fleshed out, more story. Basically, we're going to get what him and Chris Terrio were going to give us in the first place. That was too dark, too menacing for these characters, too dark and too menacing, that they didn't want him to do with these characters, so they ran away from it after BVS reception. But now we're going to get that, and it's going to be badass. You guys, I hope that you guys all seen the Steppenwolf design that he dropped. And even though it was in very low resolution, because he's intentionally not trying to give the whole look of Steppenwolf away, he wants to save that for the movie, it still reveals enough for you to see how different and how menacing he is. And he said that his high-resolution version is completed and that he is something to behold. So that really, man, that makes me stoked. That makes me super stoked that he's going to be able to do some touch-ups on Darkseid, and make him just time, maybe even alter a couple things on his initial Darkseid, Maybe with this new darker vision, maybe he can now, make Darkseid a little more menacing himself, more comic accurate to some degree. Maybe there was something that they didn't want him to film in regards to Darkseid initially that he changed, that he's going to change back now. You know, we just don't know. So let's see. That one, Carlos. I think Luthor will be full mech suit Luthor after Justice League 2 and 3. Man, that would be something to see.
Yeah.
Get the mech suit and get the the color palette swap with the purple and green, or what is it? Is it green and what color is it? I think
well, from the toys of BBS in some areas, the main color was the green and then a little bit of purple.
Yeah, which also could be the Joker colors, to an extent. But yeah, I'd love to see him in a green mech suit. That would be awesome. And then see Jared Leto in a green and purple bat suit.
That would be awesome.
With the crowbar on his side with blood on it, with ha 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 on the front. If that doesn't piss off Batman, I don't know what would. Batman would probably be so mad to see that mofo on the field, man. He'd probably bust a blood vessel just looking at it. Okay, and the movie Raider. All the best Marvel movies are outside the MCU. Yes. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
You saw the suits in the Justice League deleted scene. One is so bulky and has lights. It so looks like it can be a Lex Luthor suit. I know what you're talking about. I never figured out if that was just a behind the scenes image, but yeah, there was one of the suits, and I don't remember if it was from Man of Steel, but I think it was a behind the scenes clip of BVS though. But it had to do with the Man of Steel continuity, and it looked like there was a suit that essentially Lex Luthor would eventually get a hold of and tinker with and make into the suit we all know and love, the mech suit. And somebody asked Zack Snyder about this long freaking time ago, and they pulled up the picture and everything, told him, this is what I think, blah 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 blah, and Zack said that's it. He basically said, I think he just was ambiguous about it and said, could be. Dot, dot, dot. So I don't know if that's really what was going on with it, and Zack just don't want to spoil it because we haven't seen the Snyder Cut yet. We don't know what's in it, or if Zack just intentionally left it ambiguous to maybe further explore in the future, but hadn't yet. But then he heard this dude's theory and was just like, wow, that's pretty fucking good. I don't know. And he's like, wow, yeah, that could have happened. That could happen with how I left it, or
because we do know that the original Doomsday is still out there.
Yeah, yep, and that's another thing too. The original Doomsday is still out there. Okay, 214 is compromised. 4 hours, the real shit. Release the scary cut. That's what mofo's gonna be saying next if this ain't 4 hours long. Oh man. The movie Raider. Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor and Jared Leto's Joker need to form the Legion of Doom after the Darkseid arc. Yeah, that would be pretty dope.
I think they might have, because apparently that end credit scene is actually a part of is actually a part of Zack Snyder's Justice League, but it was actually very early on in the original in Zack Snyder's version. So maybe in Justice League 2 we could see them forming more of the Legion of Doom. Or maybe who knows? It could be during Zack Snyder's Justice League we see that happen. There's 4 hours of content on there.
Right, exactly. There's 4 hours of content on there, and we don't know what half of it is. You know.
Yeah, we only saw 1/4 of the movie.
Okay, and let's see what we got here. All right, and let's see what we got here. Oh, what do you think? What do you? Wow, I can't even pronounce that name. Yuvraj, the Hollywall, Dollywall, Yuvraj Dollywall, Dahawal. I cannot pronounce your name, Bud. I'm sorry. I tried. What do you think about the 2 secret movies at Fandome? Which movies could they possibly be? And we were discussing this earlier, but just for you, Bud. There was a lot said, so you might have to go back in the video. But basically, me personally, I think that that one of these movies has to do with the Ayer Cut of Suicide Squad being released. I believe that they're going to discuss it. I don't know if they're going to announce the release of it, but I believe that some information about it officially is going to be addressed about whether they're going to go ahead and greenlight it or not, or whether it's already been greenlit and Zoink Studios is actually working on the special effects or not. I know Chris Swenson went out of his way to contact Zack Snyder after seeing us talking about this and try to prove that the ZS at the top stood for Zack Snyder and not Zoink Studios. So it was kind of, it's a little petty to go so far out your way for it. But, I mean, apparently that's not what that stood for. It just still doesn't make sense to me that on a visual effects screen like that it would have his initials on it. I mean, it's his shit. I mean, what does he mean? It's not like it's something he sent over to Warner Brothers Studios that needs copyrights on it or needs it initialed so that they don't lose it or mix it up with other shit, or for branding because he's not, I mean, it's his shit. It's right there on his computer at home. Yes, he's, getting the special effects done, but he's got people, but I can't see him having 1 or 2 guys that work for him, trying to do the special effects on Steppenwolf. I still think that Zoink Studios had something to do with that. I don't know. Only time will tell. I guess we'll all see. But it would make perfect sense, though, for Zoink Studios to be tapped to do the Steppenwolf in the Ayer Cut as in the Snyder Cut, because we know that the Ayer Cut has to come out at one point. Okay, AT&T is very aware of the Ayer Cut. They might not be talking about it right now. They've addressed it once or twice before, and basically all they said was one thing at a time. Basically, in a sense, as in we know we've been hearing you guys for I don't know how many years. You wouldn't shut the fuck up about this, but can we just focus on the Snyder Cut? Right now. So, it would make sense to me that they would tap a studio that would come in and handle these effects for these big over-the-top characters that have got to be animated to the T just right. The look has got to be just right, or people will throw people out of the movie. They will be unreceptive to the whole movie. Could be great. The special effects are shit. That's all people are going to care or remember. And that's not just with Zach's movies. That's with anybody's movies. What's the first thing that people said on the bad reviews, even critics that sucked up to Justice League when it dropped? What was the number one complaint? Was how terrible the CGI for Steppenwolf looked, how disproportionate his hands and arms were compared to mainly his hands compared to the rest of his body, and why he just looked so like a rushed CGI deformity.
Really, how I described it. How I described it was low key with steroids.
Low key with steroids. Oh man. So that's, we'll have to see what's going on with that. But I think that hopefully, potentially, a Ben Affleck movie, Ben Affleck's Batman. I believe that maybe a movie with him and Deathstroke, future project could be announced for one of the secret movies, and the other one being the Ayer Cut. That's my personal opinion. I'm sure there's going to be much more than just that going on and going down. But that's what we were discussing earlier about that. So we break it down much better earlier. So if you need to go back and scroll back through the video, you can.
Yeah.
All right. In my ideal DCEU, Luthor, Deathstroke, Joker, and others will create the Injustice League. Smaller LOD, have a movie, and then Brainiac needs an army and mind controls them with others to make his legion of Doom.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. The movie Raider, do you think Margot Robbie still deserves Harley Quinn after the shit she pulled with Birds of Prey? I'd have to say that Margot Robbie still deserves. She still deserves to have a chance to play what her initial arc of Harley Quinn was because of this fact. Okay, you got to understand. At the end of the day, some actors are f***ed up. You know what I'm saying? They're not perfect. They're human beings, and you got to be able to separate the actor from the art. The actor from the art. Who they are and what they do in real life, and their art and their job is two different things. And the thing is about it, she is very good at portraying Harley Quinn. She's a good female actor. Her look, she has the look and everything down. But here's the thing though. The thing is that she cannot, just because she plays a good Harley Quinn, she's still young and inexperienced when it comes to comics, when it comes to this character, and overall when it comes to Hollywood roles. She is still, making her name be known, hustling and grinding, okay? People are her name is blown up so big in the last couple of years, primarily Wolf of Wall Street and all that shit that she did on there. And then Suicide Squad 1. That I think a lot of it has gotten to her, not to her head, but I feel like they're giving her too much leeway, saying, "Oh, it's Margot Robbie, it's Margot Robbie." Listen, Margot Robbie needs to be casted in this role. Keep her in this role, but don't think that you're gonna give Margot Robbie, who probably don't know shit about the comics or about the costumes or the way she's supposed to act or how Joker's supposed to act. She just does her job, okay? She does what she's told to do. She does a good job. She gets into character good. She plays Harley good. But the thing is that she don't need to be given the control to the script. She doesn't need to be given the control over who's going to direct. She doesn't need to be given the control over who's going to design, of how the costumes are going to be designed and by who. She doesn't need to be given the control or the say-so over who's going to be in the movie with her. Okay? Because all this feminine propaganda and bullshit going around in Hollywood and how, the women actors and directors got to stick together and all this, like I said, separate the actor from their work. And the point is, what she does in real life is fine. That's fine with me. What she believes in, what she thinks, all that shit, I don't care, okay? I don't care. She seems like she's still a nice girl. Nice, but I'm just saying, clearly, if anything, Birds of Prey showed that clearly they need to stop listening to critics. And the reason why the old regime at Warner Brothers we even got this Birds of Prey movies because the old regime at Warner Brothers seen all the critics' reviews to Suicide Squad, who took a dump all over Suicide Squad, and the only thing they had to say was, "Oh my God, Margot Robbie! Oh my God, Margot Robbie! She was so awesome in that movie. Will Smith was okay. Everybody else was shit."
But wait, and
So then,
really,
so then Warner
wait.
Brothers took that as, oh, they loved her. They just loved her. So we're going to take her. We're going to give her a standalone movie. Then she's going to do this. And then we're going to incorporate her in this. And you know what? She's so amazing. Hey, just here, give her the script. Let her pick out the script. Here, let her decide what she's going to do. Let her decide the director, the writer. Let her just give her the keys of the kingdom. Like, no, she's she's a B-list actor, bro. And she's still coming up, hustling, grinding, and learning. Okay, she knows about Harley Quinn and the Joker, but prior to her role, she had to research all this shit. You know what I mean? To get into character and learn. And she did do a good job, but she's not like a comic fanatic. Like she don't know a whole lot about the lore, the mythos, and the overarching scheme to be left in that kind of control. And her acting chops are good. They're good. But they're just good enough for her to be good for the role. Because if her acting chops were any less, then I would say, based on everything else that's happened and so far, to get rid of her, just flat out. But she is good in the role, and she does have the look, and sometimes has the accent. Sometimes. Go ahead, Geoff.
And this is the thing. This isn't just on. This really just isn't on. And don't get me wrong. Like really, this is also goes for everyone who's also in Zack Snyder's Justice League, in the main cast at least. Like before, no one knew who Henry Cavill was before Man of Steel. Let's be real about that. And after Man of Steel, he was given Mission Impossible and Man from U.N.C.L.E. and then we also have Jason Momoa, who really not a lot of people knew, but really had a big legion of fans of girls, from what I know. And basically, like most of the main cast of Justice League, they were like, most of them were really relatively known actors, but not very popular actors.
Right.
So really, what Strong Arm is saying is actually has merit, because they're actually very, very, very relatively new, and they don't really have that really much experience with the big blockbuster projects.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, under David Ayer's direction, she was a good Harley Quinn. You could see that from the early trailers of Suicide Squad, that under the right direction, Jared Leto and Margot Robbie, under the right direction, under the right director, they were fine. And the Ayer Cut, I bet they are both spectacular. They dicked with her character the least. So that's why her character came out. On top of that, they gave her the most screen time in the whole movie in the theatrical cut.
Mm-hmm.
I already know that in the Ayer Cut, she still got hella screen time. She still got a lot of screen time. But the movie is longer, and some of them scenes are different enough to where she's not the only one that shines through. See, they in the theatrical cut, they tried to make her more front and center, like the movie was a Harley Quinn movie, not a Suicide Squad movie or a Joker movie. They tried to make it a Margot Robbie movie, which in many ways David Ayer said that her arc was supposed to be getting away from the Joker, but it was supposed to be like fleshed out a lot, like very well. And that's just not what we got. And let's see right now, real quick, guys. I want to watch let's see if this will work. I want to see if I can share my screen, and I want to watch the the original trailer to Justice League.
Okay.
And I just want to point out a few things that we may be that I want to see expanded on and see how it's going to look now that he's going to redo even these scenes that are Zach's. Zach's going to redo even the scenes that we did get that were actually his and refilm them darker in the way they were intended to be. So let's see if this is going to work. If so, we'll do it. If not, we'll jump and move on. So let's get to this real quick. Share screen. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Can't see
Entire
your screen.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
I can see your screen now.
Hold on real quick. I got to do this one more time. Share screen. Share audio. Share. Application. Entire screen or application window? Let's do the application window. Share. Okay. All right. Can you still hear me and see me?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you see now? You see the
Your
YouTube, the following footage. All right. All right. Can you guys still see now?
Yep.
All right. Tell me if you can't hear this. Can you hear?
Can't hear anything.
You can't hear the video though?
No, can't hear.
I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is.
Still can't hear it.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I put share audio. Let's see. All right. Okay, it says entire screen. All right. Got it. Let's see now. Let's take a look at this. Then Jeffrey, just give me a heads up if we can't hear this again.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear it.
Tuck. I believe that an enemy is coming from far away.
Can you hear that, Jeffrey?
I'm looking for war. A stranger. Others like him. I'm building an alliance to defend us. It's very important that I see this man.
Right there. That was different.
Barry Allen.
The background, the screen, you see the skull with the
You
paint.
said that like it
They
explains why there's a
replaced it
total
with
stranger sitting in the
girls
park. My
up
second
there.
favorite
Yep.
That was a
You
different
said he'll
scene.
fight with us?
That was a different scene. That was reshot.
That scene is completely out.
More and less. That. See that? That's Aquaman, boy.
Probably more or less.
Probably
no.
more or less. None of that was in the film.
Look, man, I don't know who you are, but whoever you're looking for,
See, none of that was in the film, guys.
Yep.
I want to go back to that real quick. Look at how menacing. Well, let's look at this one first.
More or more less?
See how menacing and how strong he threw his ass up against there? That was completely reshot in the version we got.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, and he actually looks like Batman. He looks like Bruce from BVS instead of overweight and just tapped out.
Yeah.
in Justice League. Look at him. Look at the facial expression. Look at his eyes and the scar above his eyebrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at he's shaking. Do you see that? That is the Aquaman we were gonna get in the Snyder Cut. Not what they gave us in the Aquaman movie at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this is gonna come out. People are gonna and Jason Momoa preferred this version.
Probably more or less. And this is in the Snyder Cut, basically detailing that, Arthur Curry straight up told him, go yourself. I'm not joining your crew. Tried to whip his ass. And they cut this completely out of the movie.
Yeah.
He said no.
Look, man, I don't know who.
Look at even right there. You see the way that he's smiling? You see how he looks like he's not overweight. This scene from this angle was reshot in the movie.
Who you are, but whoever you're looking for.
Even that scene. Look at the look on his face.
Yeah.
You see how serious he looked when he grabbed it?
Yeah.
Does that look to you like a Flash that is such a newbie that he's tripping over his own goddamn feet in the movie?
And it really goes back to that line in Justice League where he's like, I've never done battle, I just push people and run away.
Yeah, that was the dumbest shit I've ever. Oh my god. That and him falling on top of Wonder Woman's tits. That shit was stupid. It was retarded.
That feels like an oversimplification.
I'm putting together a team. People with special abilities. You see, I believe enemies are coming.
Stop right there. I'm in.
You are? Just like that?
Yeah, I need friends.
Great.
Can I keep this?
What did he say? Hold on. Ooh. Look at this right here. Does this look like a... You still there?
Yeah.
What did he say? Did he say great?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that wasn't in the movie neither. Bruce was like, great. I'm great at friends. See, that's how you know we ain't getting no damn joking Batman. Okay, now look at this scene. This scene interests me the most because if you watch this scene, okay, right here, zoom. What? And that's extended, and he does 3 zooms in that scene, dodging bullets and attacks.
Yeah.
And so how could that be? And this was in the trailer. So clearly they completely changed Ezra Miller's Flash and Ray Fisher's Cyborg and Jason Momoa's Aquaman and they changed everything about everybody so much. It's just wow.
I heard about you. Didn't think you were real. I'm real and it's useful.
Wasn't that altered?
Yep.
Okay, now look at this shot. Look at this shot of Batman. That is a badass shot of Batman right there.
Oh, okay. And I think that bit of dialogue wasn't even in.
No, that wasn't even in the movie. Okay, now look at his chin and his jawline. Look how perfect that is. I'm just saying, And you look at this same scene in Justice League in the reshoots, and I don't know why, but Ben Affleck looks. I mean, it's not poor Ben Affleck's fault, but they've got him looking bloated as shit. I don't know if it's the way they did the filters, or the camera angles, or you know, he just was tapped out, and you know, he was just like, I don't give a, you know, you want to reshoot the movie, go ahead. I don't know.
Arthur Curry. I hear you can talk to fish.
So there we have it. All right. Okay, so I just wanted everybody to check that out so we could see what we're gonna get, man. Because you know, it's just it's gonna be so different. They've changed so much. So much. They changed so much, man. And I just, you know, some of the stuff that they even changed it just don't even make sense that they changed it. I mean, you know,
Right.
you know, it's just like stupid shit. Like they changed, and it's like, why? You changed the TV in the background that you could barely see from a skull and a green and pink skull floating around to like some dancers. Like, why? That's what you spent all that fucking money on, Joss Whedon? Like, I don't know. Anyway, he said the music, that one Carlos, the music is so lit. It is. It is. And I noticed now it looks like my background is finally working. You see that? I don't know why it wasn't working before, but whatever. That's cool. So yeah, I don't we're in the lab, you know what I'm saying? We're in the studio, you know. We gotta I'm Dr. Dre right now. Y'all my Slim Shady. I'm in the lab right now. But yeah, so much not in the film. Exactly. So much is not in the fucking film. Ezra's haircut looking fresh here, and he doesn't look like a sickly, skinny kid.
Yeah.
But Zach is probably taking out a lot of these jokes. The ones Geoff Johns forced into it. Yeah, I hope he is. I hope he's making it the way he wants. Zach don't do I mean, in real life, Zach has got jokes. I mean,
Yeah.
Zach is humorous as shit in real life, you know. But he is, man. He cracks me when I watch him and hear this stuff. Like when he's like, I would literally just like blow the fucking thing up, like, like he cracks me up. But in the movies though, like his art, you know, he don't put a lot of comedy into his art. His art is usually very visual, very serious, telling a story that needs to be told with a good amount of time to slowly build up the story in a proper way to where when you get the finale of what you're watching, that you feel something, that you give you know, and that's what makes a good movie. And yes, it takes him a while to get there, but boy, when he gets there, does he put on a show. Let's see. The bat suit looks good. Not blue and not making him look fat. Exactly. I hear you talk to fish. Geoff Johns line. Yuck. 214 was compromised. You know it was. You know it was. You know, and now I'm even beginning to wonder, like, how much of the Ayer cut was already compromised before we got the theatrical cut. You know, it's just crazy. Zach does realistic humor, like Superman. The aliens, sir, that's what they're calling him. Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Zach jokes in his movies, but it works. Luther, I don't know how to lose. Superman, you'll learn.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, but
That's his
that's
style of
actually
humor in the movies. You know,
yeah,
that's his style of humor in the movies. That is how he gets down. That
because
is how he gets down.
really for humor, like really you have like the MCU humor that works for a lot of people. But then you have some people who like their humor to be realistic and not forced all the time. And really, I'm like the more realistic humor.
Right. This is true. And here's the thing. I want to go over the Geoff Johns debacle real quick and talk about this. So I seen some people talking about this, and some people that are in the community, and I just got to say that I completely disagree with the people that are essentially trying to take a shit on Ray Fisher to stand up for Geoff Johns, to essentially stand for Geoff Johns. I understand that. You know that if people may be a fan of his, Geoff Johns, he does make good work. But again, as I was saying, he has good work. He was great in the comic industry. But the thing is, though, is that you've got to be able to separate the artist from their art. You know, and it's very hard. I used to say this all the time with like Michael Jackson, for example. I loved Michael Jackson, but all the accusations about him, I'll still listen to Michael Jackson to this day. But I can separate the artist, you know, from their, you know, the artist from their art. You know what I mean, so to speak. You know, and if you're a big fan of somebody, you know, especially with this Geoff Johns situation going on, you got to be able to take a step back and just really think about what's being said. And the fact that all these people have came out, okay, all these people have came out regarding, all these people came out, and there's visual effects artists that have worked on the Snyder Cut that have came out and said that, you know, Geoff Johns and Joss Whedon, that both of them were being assholes behind the scenes, that they were treating people like shit, that they were making a lot of, you know, jokes about Zack Snyder, belittling Zack Snyder, belittling his work, all kinds of shit, okay? That there was behind-the-scenes drama that we still don't know about to this day, and everybody has heard whispers of this shit over the years. So it's no surprise to me, and why it is for certain people, I have no idea. Why it's a surprise that certain people have came out and finally have said something, like especially Ray Fisher, okay? He's coming out now because of the fact that he's got people that have his back now, and he feels comfortable enough knowing that some of the contracts and NDAs that are in place, that he's finally found a way to basically state his grievances. You know how bad people get treated behind the scenes all the time, and you never hear about it? Like, treated very bad, like their rights violated, all kinds of stuff. Women being violated on some different shit. And people, it takes a lot for people to come forward because they have to risk their careers. And there's so many technicalities and all the shit that they sign with these NDAs, with these contracts, that you just don't know. You know, for example, the scene with the Flash and Wonder Woman, and the Flash and Justice League falling on top of her chest. Okay, Gal Gadot. For all we know, right now, Gal Gadot wants to come forward, but she can't because she's not going to risk her career. She's not going to risk her career, okay? Because sometimes you just got to think about, you know, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Even though you were treated like shit, you were humiliated, you could have been, you know, she could have been like just violated in an inappropriate way, Gal Gadot. behind the scenes, and you wouldn't know because a lot of these actors, they do not come out because they have future projects, they have a career to worry about, then they have to worry about every single thing they do say, because if they say one thing, they're going to get hammered for questions. Then when they respond to that, they're going to want that they're going to have questions for that. And if they're not careful about every single thing they say and the way they word it, they can get sued into oblivion. They can get blacklisted from Hollywood. They can lose everything, all their careers, everything, okay? Everybody understands that, okay? So what I'm saying is that, you know, I believe all these accusations with Geoff Johns behind the scenes coming out against Ray Fisher. And I don't think that that we've gotta be an asshole to Ray Fisher and say that he's being a prima donna or a little bitch or stuff like that, because you know, we just don't know. More information is coming out, and I just feel like you know, he said basically Geoff Johns threatened his career, and guess what? He hasn't been in anything since Justice League. So for one, that's suspicious. For two, what does he have to lose right now? Gal Gadot, they said that she felt that so uncomfortable by Geoff Johns and Joss Whedon trying to film this scene with the Flash falling on top of her chest that they had to get a stunt double to do it because she completely refused. So I'm sure that Gail has a couple of stories of behind the scenes, but are we ever going to hear them? Probably not. So until more comes out, guys, you don't have to pick sides, but at the same time, I think you've lost your damn mind if this early on you think that Ray Fisher's being a little bitch. I think that that's a little bit far, a little bit much, and a little bit standing. I'm not throwing accusations out there at Geoff Johns. He seems like a nice guy. It's hard to believe he would do these kind of things, but what goes on in Hollywood is what goes on in Hollywood, and what goes on behind closed doors, what goes on behind closed doors, behind the scenes, same thing with behind the scenes. And people aren't always what you perceive them to be. I just hope that the right people hear what I'm saying and understand exactly what I'm saying. You know, I just don't know, man. I know that that we've been hearing a lot of this stuff for a long time. So on my end, until all the news comes out with the Geoff Johns debacle, I'm not going to talk too much about it on this channel. I just wanted to address it. I wasn't for sure if I was even going to cover it in this live stream or not, but I just want people, you got to be able to separate the artist from their work, you know, and sometimes that's what you've got to do. And in the case of Geoff Johns, for Geoff John fans, I'm sorry, but until more news comes out and we figure this all out, you might have to do the same. Just please don't go around throwing accusations at Ray Fisher, because he's got a lot on the line. He's the only one who's got something to lose right now. Geoff Johns hasn't got nothing to lose right now, because until they can prove without a doubt that he did anything wrong, Geoff Johns is going to go on and live in life the same way he always has, just perfectly fine. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't, but we'll just have to see what happens moving forward. And I just saved that for the end because that's something I wanted to talk about a whole lot in the video. And I'm going to do a couple more comments, and then we're going to end the live stream. So let's see what we've got. Let's see what we've got here. That one, Carlos. I just think he is kind of. Oh yeah. Oh, you guys are doing jokes back to back. The movie Raider, Andy Signor and Jody need to shut the fuck up and let history run its course. I agree. Hashtag Johns for prison. Stopping someone from formally complaining is a crime in LA, dude. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. But still, we need more context as to exactly how he went about this before we can make judgment, because Geoff Johns means a lot to a lot of people, and it's kind of like Batman in that aspect if you think about it. It's not about the person himself, it's what he stands for. And if we don't know, we just got to let this play out a little longer and see what's actually going on. See what Johns' defense is on it. And then if it's how it sounds, if it's exactly how it sounds, like we all think, and like they're saying right here, then guy's got to get what he's got coming to him, I guess. I mean, you can't do that stuff. You can't treat people like that. You can't break laws. You can't flex, your authority. And this isn't the first accusation about Johns threatening somebody's career. There's many stories going back. There not many stories, but there's people need to do their research. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go into all that on here. On the set of Wonder Woman 84, when Geoff was asked about the Snyder Cut, he was like, "Oh, it's horrible." And you know why he said that? Because it isn't fun like he likes. Yeah, I can't really vouch for that. That he actually said that. I wasn't there. But yeah, that's what I mean about all the stuff we've been hearing for a very long time. And now this, and that's just a little, that's not nothing that we can just be like, oh, that's fact. But it's probably true. Johns can go back to writing comics. He doesn't deserve the big screen. And with his actions, people might now boycott his comics. And I think that is what's got some of his fans so upset, because they don't want that to happen. And to an extent, I understand. And like I said, the image that Geoff Johns had, though, prior to this whole Justice League involvement, for the most part, it was what he stood for. He was a good man. He was a good dude. And, I just, like I said, we need to let it play out a little bit further before we start jumping the gun. But we already know what it is. And this is the least that we can do for the people that matter, so that we don't jump to just impulsive like people were. You remember how people treated Zack Snyder, how they talked about him for years, how they jumped right on the hate bandwagon. We got to try hard to not become what we've been fighting all this time. He can also stick to soap operas on the CW. And the movie Raider. Geoff Johns don't mean a shit thing to me. He don't mean a damn thing to me. Trust me, man, Hollywood is a corrupt society. People are always after you, man. Yes, they are. You never know. You just never know who you can trust and who's got your back. All you can do is try to be honest, forward, and be honest and just do your job the best that you can, and hopefully meet good people along the way that will come under your wing the way that Zack Snyder has. And that's why he has an army of actors, directors, producers behind him. Why he has the fan base and the Snyder army that he has, and everything else. That's just some people got to learn the hard way. Other people will just keep going about doing things the way that they do. So, hey, the movie Raider. He was Richard Donner's understudy for a bit, and since then he thinks Superman 78 is the only movie ever. Well, all right, guys. I'm going to jump off of here. Thanks for joining the live stream. The next time I will see you guys for a live stream will be during the Crisis on Infinite Streams. I'm still not sure if my channel is going to be, my actual channel is going to be a part of the Crisis on Infinite Streams, but I will be on the Crisis on Infinite Streams panel during the live stream event. It's near the middle. You'll see if you read it. It'll say Strong Arm Flix. And let's see if I can pull that up. Wherever that's at. Let me see. See what we've got here, guys. Where is it at? Where she be? Where she be? Where is it? Yeah. Oh, and also, guys, you know what? I'm going to let's do this real quick. Share screen. Share screen. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, head on over to Twitter. All right. And Eric M. Blake. All right. I mess with Eric. Eric's my dog too. Hold on. Thing is, there's two mystery. He commented to what is DC Fandom's secret movie. He said the thing is, there's two mystery panels. One is a full 20 minutes long, and it's before Zack's Justice League panel. The shorter one's after. I'd say the latter is more likely to be the Ayer Cut, and maybe Batman Forever Schumacher Cut. The longer ones likely to be the new lineup, like Man of Steel 2. And this is exactly what we were talking about earlier for you guys that missed this in the chat. And this was posted by Eric M. Blake, hashtag into the Snyderverse. All right. And let's see now if we can find, this panel that was tagged in. Be under mentions. Let's see. Here it is. All right. The Crisis on Infinite Streams. All right. Let's see if I can go back and find that. Find the timeline of this. I want to go over it with you guys. Okay. See if it's loading. Okay, 7 days until DC Fandom, guys. The Nicotina Show. 7 days until DC Fandom. 7 days until Crisis on Infinite Streams. Until then, here's the official schedule for DC Fandom and the official schedule for Crisis on Infinite Streams. All right. Pull it up. All right, Crisis on Infinite Streams, guys. We got 5 days, 11 hours, and 11 minutes. All right, and kicking off on Crisis on Infinite Streams, we've got Subjective Reviews. My boy Subjective Reviews featuring Scott Fowler. Oh, snap. We got the Riddler on there. Prime. What up, Prime? And Mr. Wes Ashley. What up, Mr. Wes Ashley? I can't wait to see you on Crisis on Infinite Streams, dog. It's been a minute. Then we've got, and that starts at, let's see, August 22nd, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. as Subjective Reviews is live stream. Then we've got August 22nd at 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. We've got Film Gob featuring Sil Abdul Inc., Lady Geneva, and Lightcast. Or Geneva. I can't say her name right. All right, then we've got August 22nd, on the 22nd, between 8 a.m. and 9:45 a.m., we've got The Fatal J Show. What up, Fatal? My dog. Featuring Fan Addict of Film and Skeletor. All right, then we've got at 9:45 to 12 p.m., we've got the DC Fandom Watch Party. And this is where it's going to go down, okay? This is where it's going to go down, guys, right here. I mean, check all this out. Be here and check out everything that's going to be here. It's going to be amazing. But this, don't miss this. And also, if you look, it says DC Fandom Watch Party, and under it says featuring Strong Arm Flix, Subjective Reviews, and then so on. There's a lot of people in there. Zebra Fett, Zod Rider, Nerdy in Many Ways, Nicotina, Fatal J, The Watchtower, Jeffrey Warfield, and a couple other cats.
All right. Then afterwards, we're going to kick off at 12 to 2 with Zeverfet. Then at 2 to 3, we're going to kick off my brother Nerdy in Many Ways. Then at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, we're gonna kick off with the four nerds. Love that. Love four nerds. Then 5 to 7, we're gonna kick off with Poindexter Lounge, and then we are going to finish from 7 to 9 with Mad Max and his channel, Mad Max Mandalorian, featuring Brian Hill, Master of None. So this is the panel for Crisis on Infinite Streams, coming up in 5 days in 11 hours. Don't miss it. It's going to be dope. And then, yeah, it's going to be dope, guys. Don't miss it. Then we've got our DC fandom that's going to happen as well. And all this stuff is just going to be amazing. And it's all coming up real quick, real soon. We're finally almost there, and I can't wait. We finally, as DC fans, have a lot to look forward to. And you guys at viewers, Damian Anton Vincent, good day, Tflame. And DC Talk with Extended, sorry I'm late. So we're going to have all of this stuff up for you guys, and I will see you guys at Crisis on Infinite Streams at some point, and then I will see you at DC Fandom. And yeah, it's gonna be lit, and I hope you guys all join in. And I'm your boy Tflame, and this is Strong Arm Flix. Please smash that subscribe button, please smash that like button, and till next time, my friends.